Hi, I'm Brian with Hanning Law Limited, attorney for businesses and creatives, and welcome to a new series talking about the law of copyright. This series is going to cover how we protect the expression of ideas. We're also going to be looking at what kinds of protections exist in the realm of copyright law for your more artistic creations. And copyright is one area of law that is quite lively, with Supreme Court decisions fairly frequently. There's new legislation, new cases all of the time. We will cover the big issues and ideas with a focus on the tools provided so that you know if and when copyright makes sense for your works. Before we go on this whirlwind legal adventure, we should define what copyright in fact is and does as a general proposition. And there are two main answers to that question. First, copyright is the name we give to legal protections over certain types of creations. Specifically, the legal structure is built around the right of a creator to a work, most directly the right to copy and sell. There are other rights and powers inherent in the creation of a work, as well as rights created by the statutory legislation scheme. In essence, we're looking at copyright as a legal framework that allows creators to exploit or to profit from their artistic and creative endeavors, which goes nicely into the second part of defining a copyright. A copyright is a registered work with the Library of Congress. In the US, protection is not just inherent in the work, but additive upon registration, and there are benefits and tools granted only if you register. And so we look at what are the types of works that we can in fact register. And so that is things like literary works, books, novels, plays, more. It is things like musical works, such as songs and musicals, including accompanying lyrics. It is dramatic works, such as plays and movies. It is pantomimes and choreography. It is pictorial, graphic, and sculptural works. So that is your fine art all the way through your pop art and everything in between. It is audiovisuals, such as animations and movies. It is sound records, such as lectures and conversations and podcasts. And it is architectural works, including my favorite, ship designs. So it is a very broad swath of types of works that can be registered. And so there are different tests, and we'll talk about those soon. The Copyright Office, located online at copyright.gov, link in the description, goes into each of these categories more fully so that you can get a better idea of what you're looking at. The general list is, general, but it's a great resource as you're looking to create something. So if you're writing a musical, for example, the various aspects of the musics, the lyrics, the choreography, the dramatic story could all be independently registerable as well as registerable as a whole. So it is the particular expression of a work that matters. I mentioned this at the top and I want to reinforce it here. We're not talking about protecting ideas specifically. We're talking about taking that idea, doing something with it, and protecting that what we did. It's not the idea of a musical about the Founding Fathers. It's Hamilton, the actual Broadway musical. And that Broadway musical is what gains the copyright protection and can be registered in those different ways depending on what makes sense for the work. There's just one main addition to that. What is registerable must be reproducible. In other words, any given live event cannot be registered. It is the scores in the musical's book. It is the choreographic notations that tell someone how to do the relevant dances. Copyright law doesn't require registration, and there are certain tools regardless of that registration. For example, the work exists and can be bought and sold regardless of any application or registration. A lot of creators go this way because they create in volume. Think of a photographer who takes 100 pictures in a day. They may end up registering 1 or 2 because those are their important ones, but there's copyright in all 100 of those photographs. Furthermore, you can also permit the use or the distribution of various rights. This happens a lot through self-publishing a book on Amazon or posting a video like I am on YouTube. You're giving the right to YouTube or that platform to reproduce and to transmit your work to the audience. And you don't have to register for that. What is copyright? It's the law that protects creative works, registered or not. What works are covered? It is creations that are fixed in a way that an audience can perceive them. There's much more to explore about copyright. I am going to go into a whole bunch of interesting little variations and elements of it. If you would like to get in contact with me or to buy the book I wrote on copyright, I have the links in the description. Have a great one. I'll talk to you next time.